In a competition announced by god Athra, Elora, the goddess of goodness, saves the princess 2 times from Tyrus, who tries to kill her both times. Elora uses a magic mirror to see who Tyrus's enemy is. The mirror reveals that Tyrus's wife is his enemy. Elora asks why, and time rewinds, showing that Nicole is in love with Louis. Tyrus secretly kills Nicole and marries Louise. Tyrus then takes Louis to a secret place and shows her the bloodline scepter and crown. Louise plans to steal the crown and scepter to stop Tyrus from becoming king. For that she uses Nicole's friend Boris. Boris and the thief got off the horse and entered the old temple. A thief who looked around and said, "You brought me here saying there's a treasure route. But I've been here before, there's nothing here." Boris replied, "Be patient. Here's the secret way to get to the treasure chamber." He remembered what Louis had told him. He rubbed the wall and found the secret mechanism Louis mentioned. Turning it, a door next to the wall opened. The thief saw this and said, "You're clever. You must know a lot of secrets. You seem to know everything too. Then why did you call me?" he asked suspiciously. Boris replied, "I can't do this alone. You'll understand later." "Okay, let's go," he said to the thief. They walked inside. Boris lit a match, and the tunnel was dimly visible in the torchlight. "Follow me," Boris called to the thief, and they hurried along. The thief followed. The path ended at a wall. Boris pressed a button, and a door to the treasure passage opened. They both went in. The thief was amazed to see the pile of gold and diamonds in the room. He was stunned and mesmerized by seeing the royal treasure. Then he went close to the box and said, "We can't carry all this gold and diamonds together." The thief sounded disappointed. Boris told him, "Don't be greedy. Take what you can." Boris looked around for the crown, scepter, and king's sword. Just as Louis had said, he spotted a beautiful box in one corner of the room. The thief started filling his bag with gold and diamonds. Opening the box, Boris found the crown, scepter, and king's sword. He asked the thief, "Is it over? Can we leave?" When the thief saw the box in Boris's hand, he asked, "What's this?" Boris replied, "You don't need this. Take only what you need." The thief asked, "Didn't you take any gold?" Boris answered, "No, this box is enough for me. It's time to go." The thief, who had tied his bag tightly, had filled it with lots of gold. He thought to himself, "I know this place. One day, we'll steal everything." Then, they both left the treasure chamber and started walking through the tunnel. The small box was heavy, as Boris felt when he lifted it. Boris walked in front of the thief, holding a lighter. The thief, who followed behind, asked, "How can we escape from this country?" Boris replied, "We need to leave soon. Follow me quietly." Boris and the thief quickly left the temple and headed towards the horses. "Hurry, get on the horse," Boris told the thief. The thief and Boris rode off on the horses. The thief, confused, asked, "Where are you taking me?" But he followed Boris anyway. They rode to the beach, where part of the coast was covered in dense swamps. Boris stopped his horse and told the thief to "Get off and follow me." The thief struggled to carry the heavy bundle as they walked away. Boris was walking among the trees and bushes in the jungle and they saw a boat tied to a rope swaying. Coming near the boat, Boris said to the thief, "Hurry up, get on the boat. We must cross the border of this country before dawn." The thief asked, "Which country are we going to from here?" Without replying, Boris confirmed that the thief had boarded the boat, then he took the oar and started steering. The thief asked again, "You still haven't answered my question." "First, it's important that we survive. We'll decide where to go after we're in the middle of the ocean," said Boris. "Do you know the sea routes?" asked the thief. Boris interrupted, "I was a sailor in the Eldorian Navy for 5 years." The thief was surprised by what Boris said and he thought to himself, "He looks like a bigger thief than me. He knows royal secrets. He was in the Navy too. We should be cautious around him, and remain silent." Boat, go fast into the sea. In the sky, stars began to appear. Elora got down and stood beneath a large tree. A wise fairy approached her with a smile and said, "Our plan worked. The crown, the king's sword, and the scepter have been stolen." "Who took them?" Elora asked eagerly. "It was Louise, with the help of her friend Boris," replied the wise fairy. "Where are they now?" Elora inquired. "They're heading to Cobra Island, just as we planned. Let's move forward with our next plan right away. Come on." And with that, they both flew into the sky. In the castle, all the commanders are seated. Tyrus asked the minister, "Is everything ready for my coronation the day after tomorrow?" His voice showed he was eager to be crowned. The minister replied, "Yes, all arrangements are done. Tomorrow, according to our tradition, we must worship the goddess Venus before your crowning." Tyrus nodded, "All right, start the rituals tomorrow. I'll come with the crown and scepter before they're finished." Tyrus commanded. "Make sure everything is ready," and he left the palace. Boris and the thief were on a boat in the middle of the sea. The sun was shining brightly on them. The thief, who could not bear the harshness of the sunlight, looked at Boris and asked, "How far do we have to go?" "Calm down, it won't be long," Boris consoled the thief. "By my calculations, if the wind blows favorably like this, we can reach Cobra Island in 8 hours." Then Boris started rowing the boat fast. A ship is arriving in the middle of the sea. A flag with a skull symbol was flying. When looking at the structure of the ship, it looked like a pirate ship. Yes, it's a pirate ship. Humans cannot be specified as belonging to this country were on this ship. The cuts on their bodies witnessed that they had seen many battles. The rudeness on their faces, it said that we cannot expect any mercy from them. At the bottom of the ship, many of the slaves captured by the pirates were rowing, forced to make the ship go faster. Even if they relax a bit, a cruel bandit was swinging the whip to whip them on their back to keep them working hard. The man was in a cage on top of a tall flagpole in the middle of the ship. He had a telescope and was scanning the sea for any approaching ships. He had a rugged face. The firmness and height of his body and the cut on his face indicated that he was a great warrior. His posture said without saying that he was the leader of them all. The pirate captain's face looked happy as he looked at the sea through the binoculars from the top of the ship's flagpole. In the distance, a boat appeared, the same boat that Boris and the thief were on.